Good morning, people, and welcome to Your Morning Cup with Chuck, where I help you get inspired, educated, and motivated to a point where all you think is positive thoughts, baby, and positive thoughts create positive action. Welcome to the First Cup KC. This podcast is powered by Podcast. Today on the show, we have a hero that works in the healthcare provider industry. She's a fiance, a mother, a crafter, and also happens to be my soon-to-be daughter-in-law. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome KAITLIN Johnson, a.k.a. Katie Christmas, to the show.
Thanks for having me, Pops.
What's up, princess? What made you choose the healthcare medical industry?
When I was 15, I was in a car wreck, and I had spent time in a pediatric ICU when I was there. And I was with nurses and doctors during that time, and they showed me that I needed to do that too. I wanted to take care of people just like they were.
So you say you was in an accident?
Yep.
Kind of accident?
I was in a car accident. I was T-boned by a semi-truck, and I flew out of the back of the car when I was 15.
And survived?
Yep.
So you mean you have a purpose?
That's what everybody told me. They said an angel wrapped their wings around me and flew me to safety, and I had a greater purpose to do something else. And
now you're in the healthcare industry, and you're helping people.
That's what I'm doing, yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You are a mother of a young boy, my grandson.
I am.
How does being a mom and working in this industry affect you? I mean, you got your family to think of, you got your employment to deal with, and then you working there, and then you bringing this stuff home, and I mean, it's a lot that can be going on.
It's a lot of things. I mean, family structure is important. My family unit is very strong. My son is strong. My fiance is strong. So they understand when mommy's tired. They understand when mommy has to sleep. Mm-hmm. But then again, like you said, bringing something home, I mean, coming home, stripping down, taking off my scrubs, leaving my Crocs outside, scrubbing down my shoes before I even get in my car. You know, you work with all different kinds of things, but
what about the anger and so much stuff goes on. How do you strip? I know you say you strip off your clothes and you can clean all the germs off, right, but there's some aspects of working in these industries that you can't always just wipe off.
You also have to be able to turn it off. So when I go to the hospital and go to the emergency room, I'm dealing with those people there. I can't bring it home with me. I'm not dealing with those people at home. So in a way, you have to just turn it off.
Yeah, it's got to be hard, man, because some people just can't turn it off. I mean, I have friends that's worked 911 dispatch operator, and you know, and you got you got EMT, right? You know, and so many horrible sites coming in and out of those places. And I know you guys can't really talk about certain aspects of the job due to the HIPAA. But some crazy stuff goes on, and it's just got to be crazy to be able to strip that stuff away. Definitely.
There's been times where I've clocked out and I've sat in my car for 5-10 minutes and I've cried.
Dang.
And what I do is you see terrible things day in, day out, but you also you see beautiful things, you see great things, and you can celebrate those things. But the things that are hard, and when you lose someone and, you know, you're doing your best to try to save someone's life, it does affect you, but then you have to turn it off. You have to take a couple minutes and take a deep breath and let it go. There's going to be tomorrow. So.
Yeah. Just wish them well, I guess, and just keep it moving. The last couple of years, man, our country has been devastated by crazy stuff. How has your experiences through all of this been? What has it been like working in this field and having to deal with so many different changes? And I mean, one minute you're free to see, and the next minute you can barely breathe because you're constantly covered. And you just don't see anybody anymore. I mean, how does it feel working in the industry and just dealing with the changes?
It's hard. Like I said, you have to be able to adapt, but then again, you also have to be able to adapt and quick thinking, be fast on your feet. You can be gowned up completely one minute, which is completely different. So with the masks at my work, it's different. So you used to never wear them. Now we always wear them.
Right.
You have to wear sometimes a PAPR or an N95 or both or all of it or a complete gown, which is a huge change from where we were.
And it's like from the time you get there to the time you leave, you're constantly just swaddled with a bunch of stuff. Yeah, that's a big change. And then you got the social distancing and the amount of certain people that's got to be in a room, the cleaning procedures. Is just so much. How well has it been frustrating?
Well, I mean, the most thing that's been frustrating, if you think about your family member that's sick and they're in an emergency room, you want to be there to hold their hand. You're scared just as well as they're scared, and you want to help them not be scared, but you can't be in there. You've got somebody that's not able to breathe because they have COVID, or they have something going on.
Yeah.
And you can't be in there because they have to be isolated. And then 1 minute, now they're on a vent and they can't talk to you again. And it's terrifying.
Yeah. And like I said before, I know you're restricted to say certain things because of the laws, the medical laws and stuff. But within reasoning, what could you say has been your craziest encounter? I mean, this doesn't have to be in the hospital, because I know you work in a hospital, but I know you've also worked in nursing homes and stuff. So, I mean, from you starting your career to now, what would you say has been the weirdest, craziest?
I don't know. That's hard to say because everyone has different levels of crazy. Everybody has different levels of weird. I mean, to foreign bodies where they shouldn't be. Mm-hmm. To people trying to kill their wife. I mean, it's crazy. Anything you think can be crazy, I've probably seen most of it.
You currently work in a hospital, but you have also worked as a caregiver in the nursing home field. Why did you leave the nursing home field and over the hospital? I mean, is there a reason why? Is there a difference?
I had a push. I mean, there is a huge difference. So working in a acute setting, like a rehab facility setting, mm-hmm. It's monotonous. It's the same thing every single day. It's, let me help you eat your breakfast. Let me help toilet you. Let me help bathe you. It's all the same thing every single day. And not that it was boring, but busy hands is a busy mind. So as long as your mind is moving and learning and growing, I feel like it makes you a better person. Mm-hmm. And I just got stuck in a rut when I was working in the rehab facilities. And my fiance, James, he actually pushed me and said, you know what, babe, try it. Try something new. Go try being in a hospital. See what you like better. And I'll never go back. Like, the emergency room setting is wonderful. The hospital mm-hmm. setting is perfect. Just because you get to do more, you learn more, you see more.
And you get to save people more. Yeah. And you get to be more helpful.
You get to get your hands more dirty.
And different people constantly. Right. So nothing's really the same. And
everything's changing.
Yeah. What are some of the undesirable things you would say you would say working in your field is?
Well, I mean, nobody wants to deal with loss. I think that's one of the most undesirable things. What I do is we work so hard to try to make someone okay, to try to make them more comfortable, to try to save their lives sometimes, and no one desires to do that.
Right.
I mean, no one wants to go into work, hey, somebody might come in today coding and they might not come back from that. A lot of people can't handle that. I would say that's probably one of the biggest undesirable things that I work with. And
what is coding?
When someone's heart is trying to stop beating.
Oh, okay. See, I'm a surgeon now. No, what are some of the desirable things about working in the medical industry?
There's also a lot of desirable things. I mean, aside from seeing someone lose their life, I've seen new life being brought into this world. And it's, aside from being a mother, like, I've had that joy of bringing something into this world, but being able to see other people's joy, it's overwhelming, like the feeling of, I've been in births before, and it's a wonderful feeling.
So you fought to save lives. You saved lives. How many lives have you saved?
Oh it's uncountable.
That's
I don't have
that's
a record.
remarkable.
Yeah.
And what's
No.
the longest you've ever attempted to save someone's life and lost it?
Like in a coding situation?
Mm-hmm.
We had a patient come in, so not that I can publicly talk about or openly talk about it, but we had a patient come in, a younger patient, and we actually coded him 24, 26 times. That's rounds of epi, compressions, defibrillator, over and over and over again. We did that 24 times in a 2-hour span, to the point of where like you could smell his body hair burning. But we were able to get him back. We were able to get him to where he needed to be, go and put him upstairs in ICU. And he woke up a couple days later and asked his dad why he was there. Why am I here?
Man, he's saved.
And then his sister had actually made a Google review, which I have saved on my phone, and I'll save it forever. But it states like, you guys worked so hard on my brother and you saved him, and now in a week he's going to be in my wedding.
That's
And
what's up.
it just, talking about it gives me goosebumps because that changed those people's lives.
Yeah. And that's why people don't understand why a lot of people say, oh, the healthcare workers, they're calling them heroes. And what about everybody else? And, I don't think that it's meant to take credit away from anyone else. I just think is meant to make people more aware of the sacrifices and what it means for those workers to step in the front line and actually save lives. And it doesn't affect you until it affects you.
Right. You have to be fearless. You have to be fearless in order to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's times where I'm scared. There's times where I'm hesitant or nervous. But you also have to let that go. It goes along the lines of turning it on and off again. You have to be able to turn that off and say, hey, this is what I'm here for. This is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And just do it.
So what would you say makes you a hero? Hard question, huh?
I wouldn't say I'm a hero.
No, because we all heroes. We are all, everyone who provides some sort of service that's something that they don't have to provide to another person is being helpful. And in a lot of aspects, that service can definitely help you overcome something. Right. That's being a hero. So I'm not asking a question to try to put the health industry on the healthcare workers on a higher pedestal than anyone else, but I know what makes me a hero. I'm just asking you, what would you say? Because I know you have that feeling of accomplishment, achievement. And when you get that moment, you might not have it all the time, but when you get that moment and you get that feeling inside that, yes, I saved that man's life, or yes, I calmed that girl down just enough for her blood pressure to come down a little bit. At that moment, what makes you feel like that hero that everyone is claiming that our healthcare workers on the front line are?
It's definitely that I did that moment. Walking out of a room where whether you did lose someone or you got them back, or you helped him pee for the first time in 2 days, or you helped him have a bowel movement for the first time in 2 days. It's that I did that. Yeah. I helped someone. I was able to do that to help them.
And they wasn't alone. They wasn't by themselves. They had somebody there to help them. How far are you planning to go in this field?
I would love to. Of course, I'm hoping to start nursing school next month and become full-blown adult nurse. But I would love to become like a BSN, eventually maybe an NP, NP, PA, something along those lines. And then I want to work in the baby field. I love being around the joy. I mean, there is joy in everything that I do, but there's just a different level of joy when you're in baby land. There's just, it's just so happy over there.
Makes you want another baby, huh?
I would love to have another baby, but
your mother-in-law's watching.
Right. Hi, Mom. I would love to have another one. I mean, being a mom is an incredible feeling, but at this point in my life, I mean, if God wants to bless me with another one, that's His plan, and so be it. Mm-hmm. But I'd also love to have a bass boat.
A bass boat. Quit it. You're gonna get something started now, because James wants a bass boat too.
Oh,
so.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you do on your free time when you're not working, you're not playing mommy, and you're not trying to satisfy James, and it's just you? What do you do?
Aside from playing video games, no, I'm just kidding. Or fishing. I mean, I have a lot of hobbies and interests. Like I said earlier, busy hands is a busy mind. So I have a little side gig that I do, and I make my cups and my badges and my shirts and things that other people want. But it gives me joy in being able to look at something and say that I created that.
So it's a little crafting, huh?
I do a little crafting.
Little crafting, and you make those little cups too? You got one right there, right?
I do. I brought one with me.
Can we get that in the view? Bang, bang.
Cameras.
What does it say on it?
It says Redneck Barbie, a little bit of
Redneck Barbie.
Yep. It's one of my new ones that I made. It's my favorite. There's a little bit of glitter in it, but it's just those little things that make you happy. Like I look at it makes me happy.
That's what's up, and you get to excel and keep moving, because that's the big thing. Keep moving.
Moving and creating. That's right.
Last question. What can you say to our listeners that may keep them motivated and inspired?
One of the main things I would say is keep moving, keep creating, and always question. Don't stop questioning anything.
Yeah.
You may be giving an answer, but there's always a different answer. There's 3 sides to every story. There's your side, the other person's side, and the right side.
There's more than one perspective.
Right.
Always more than one perspective.
That's okay.
And that's okay. Princess, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, yes, yes. And you're a hero. You guys go through so much. You take so much abuse, and you're told to be quiet about a lot of stuff. You can't really speak up and say a lot of the things that you really want to say. And that's cool. It'll get better though. And what's going to make it better is people like you guys in the industry that's willing to do more and more and keep fighting and keep doing the things that you do it for. You know, you do it to be helpful. You do it to make a difference. And that's what matters. So we appreciate all of you guys and all of the hard work that you put in and all the stuff you have to put up with in the along the way. So I definitely appreciate all of that. And thank you guys for all that you do.
Of course.
Don't never let nobody take your spark away. I know you personally, so I know what kind of heart you have. And you've always had a helpful heart. You always tried to help other people out. So don't let any industry take that away from you. But thank you. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the First Cup KC. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And like always, stay positive, people.